Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening. Let's focus on the exhibition cart. The director ripped off the silk cloth covering, and a dummy head model wearing 2 medical instruments came into view. Everyone looked at the things on stage with a puzzled look. This is the most advanced medical instrument in the world? It looks like they can only treat the head. But what if the other part of the body is injured? Yeah, you can only wear them on the head. How do you use them on other parts of the body? Many people in the audience raised questions, and the director on the stage motioned them to calm down. One of the most important organs in our body is the brain, so we developed this instrument for the brain. With this instrument, sudden brain diseases will be alleviated in the shortest possible time, leaving more time for doctors to treat the patient so that more patients can survive. Hearing the director's explanation, the people in the audience gradually understood and showed interest in the product. The director was relieved when he saw he had the scene under control. Only by convincing these top officers of corporations to trust their products can they make money. This product is leading the world in medical care. After it is sold, we will continue to record the actual use and feedback on the data to lay the foundation for the next generation of products. The launch event will end here. Anyone who wants to order this world-class, advanced medical instrument may contact our staff. Thank you. The director waved and then left the stage. The audience gathered for a discussion. After a while, someone came to the staff to order a batch of this medical instrument, trying to seize the market opportunity. Seeing that someone had placed their orders, others who did not want to be left behind followed suit. Jared sat in his seat and watched those people place their orders with enthusiasm. He was unfazed and quietly watched because he saw Zane. Those sitting in the last row split into 2 teams. They avoided the crowd and took advantage of the chaos to go backstage. Nicole noticed what had happened and called Zane. There are 2 products now. What should we do? Go get them. Copy that. Carl headed backstage with the mercenaries at the venue. The 4 of you go help Nicole. Seeing those people going straight for the products, Carl quickly walked to the staff member. The director asked me to send the product to him. The staff member glanced at Carl. How come I don't know you? I'm the director's bodyguard, Carl said icily. The staff member looked at the grim-faced Carl and handed him the product in fear. Carl pushed the cart and left backstage. When some people saw that, they immediately went after Carl. Nicole walked over to the medical instrument the staff had brought off the stage. She glanced at it, and her pupils shrank. Isn't this Martin's experimental product? Why is it here? With no time to think, she decided to take it first before asking questions. Leave it to me. The director asked me to take care of this. As Nicole pushed the cart in the other direction, another group of sharp-eyed members of the Raven went after her. Nicole pushed the cart for a while, then left it going while she ran in the opposite direction. The Raven members rushed up to the cart, looking for the instrument, but found nothing. Knowing that Nicole had tricked them, they drew their weapons and chased after Nicole. Meanwhile, Carl pushed the cart into a room and shoved Brave through the window, outside of which his mercenaries were waiting. They took Brave and left. He found something about the size of Brave and put it on the exhibition cart. Just as the Raven members were approaching the room, Carl pushed the cart out of it again. 2 of them immediately came up to search the room. It's not here. Keep chasing. Knowing that the Raven behind him had not been fooled, Carl picked up his pace and continued to move forward. Since it was in a crowded venue, the Raven did not want to attract unwanted attention but would prefer to take things away quietly. Carl pushed the cart to the parking lot outside, then took the things from the cart to the car and drove away. Where are you? Carl contacted Nicole. I'm being hunted by the members of the Raven. It was not hard to tell from her voice that she was running. I will drive past the main entrance. Are you anywhere near it? No. I'm too far from the main entrance. You first shake off those guys on your tail before coming to pick me up. Got it. Carl floored the gas pedal, and the car shot straight through the front entrance, with 2 cars belonging to the Raven on his heels. The launch event was still in full swing inside as the director was chatting and laughing with those corporate big shots, utterly unaware that his things had been taken away. After a while, a staff member came over and whispered in his ear, and the cheerfulness faded from his face. He must not let the guests see it, so he faked a smile. "Please excuse me. I will leave you guys to it and be back in a while." At the backstage, the staff member showed the empty boxes to the director. "Where are the products? Where did they go?" The director swept his piercing eyes over them. "2 people claiming to be your bodyguards under your order took them, so we didn't dare to stop them." "You idiots! Don't you know your own men?" The director angrily kicked the metal rack next to him, hurting his foot instead. "What are you all waiting for? Send someone to find it and get the things back, no matter what." A group of bodyguards started looking around for Nicole and Carl. The director adjusted his mentality. He told himself that the things might have gone, but he had to keep his cool and not let the guests find out anything. Otherwise, they would not buy the products. After calming down his breathing, he changed into a smiling face and came back out to continue talking with those corporate big shots. "Do you sell the 2 samples? I want to take it back for a pre-sale." A shrewd guy made the request, thinking that by buying the sample, he could get ahead of others in the market. "I'm sorry that I can't sell you the samples. Please be patient while we process your order. We will deliver the products to you as soon as possible. Don't worry." The director reassured the man. "How can I not be desperate? You know how important it is to get a head start, don't you?" "I know, but there are so many of you here. Who should I sell to? A watched pot never boils. But I promise to let you get the goods first. What do you say?" A director is a director, after all. He successfully placated the man. "What else can I say when you have promised that? I'm happy to work with someone like you." The man politely clinked glasses with him. "My pleasure." Nicole replanned the route and ran toward the main entrance when a knife suddenly appeared in front of her. She immediately bent her body and slid straight over to dodge the blade. But the Raven guys were quick. They attacked Nicole with the knife again. Nicole immediately took out her weapon and fought back. She was alone, and with only one hand she could use, while there were several members of the Raven attacking her. She fought back hard, and after several rounds of fighting, she hurt a few of them. But members of the Raven still attacked Nicole incessantly, hell-bent on taking the instrument from Nicole. Just then, she saw the director's bodyguards run toward her. She shouted at them, "Over here. Come and help me." Those bodyguards picked up their paces and rushed toward her. When the Raven members saw a group of bodyguards coming their way, they thought those bodyguards were here to help Nicole. So they attacked those bodyguards as well. Nicole took the opportunity to flee. Carl drove his car and lured the Raven members to the suburb and looked in the rearview mirror. "Now is the time to get rid of you all." The Raven members fired at Carl's car from behind, and Carl dodged left and right, trying to avoid getting hit by the bullets. But there were still some bullets that hit the rear windshield and broke it. Carl took out his gun and returned fire. At this point, the pursuing cars had caught up with him. 3 cars were now running side by side and colliding with each other while the Raven members kept firing at him. Carl floored the gas pedal and drove up the side of the hill to avoid getting hit by bullets. One of the Raven's cars was pursuing Carl on the tarmac while the other was on the hillside. Carl floored the gas pedal again at the right moment and drove straight down the hillside, smashing into the Raven's car and destroying it. But he did not dare to stop. He continued to drive. The Raven guy in the other car fired at Carl in front with a machine gun. Carl drove some distance, then braked and steered the car to make a 180. The Raven guys in the other car were dumbfounded, wondering what this guy was doing. But he did not slow down the car, as if whatever Carl was going to do, they were still going to kill him. Carl slammed the gas pedal with a determined look in his eyes and then drove straight into the opposite car. Neither the Raven members were afraid of death. They also floored the gas pedal to collide with Carl's car. Crash! Bang! The 2 cars collided and exploded with a loud bang. Car body parts were sent flying all over the place. Carl had jumped out of the vehicle and rolled to the side of the road in the distance, now looking at the burning car but seeing no one. Just then, a superbike was passing by, and Carl stopped and expropriated it, using it to return to the event venue to save Nicole. Zane took his men to the rendezvous point and saw Brave, but not Nicole and Carl. A few of you go back to the event venue to help Nicole and Carl. Nicole ran to a hallway only to bump into a group of Raven men. She was about to take on them when 4 mercenaries appeared. You go first. We will stop them. The mercenaries and the Raven men got into a fight. Nicole nodded and ran in the other direction. The Raven men and the bodyguards in the back were also coming in her direction. She glanced at the 2 groups of men behind her and looked up, then ran upstairs. The Raven men and the bodyguards chased after Nicole to the lobby on the 5th floor. Nicole looked at the Raven men and the bodyguards and frowned. She knew that if they still kept chasing her, her energy level would drop even faster, and then she would be in trouble. Nicole gathered her breath, wanting to kill the members of the Raven and the bodyguards as quickly as possible. She summoned her strength with determined eyes, raised her knife, and lunged at the 2 groups of men, slashing one man at a time. They were no match for Nicole. One man was slashed on the shoulder and fell to his knees with blood flowing down the blade. But there were too many of them. Fighting all of them at the same time started to take a toll on Nicole's strength. As she fought in front, knives suddenly came at her on her left and right. Pulling her knife back, Nicole dodged backward, and the incoming knives missed their target and hit the ground. Nicole immediately swung the knife left and right and slashed the throats of the 2 attackers with blood gushing out instantly. Nicole ran backward with the knife still in her hand, but the members of the Raven seemed to have been enraged and attacked her incessantly. She had no choice but to fight back. After a long while, she found it hard to fight them back with one hand, gradually feeling overwhelmed, and retreated slowly. The attack of the 2 gangs became more and more fierce, with several knives aiming at Nicole at once, forcing her to parry. She was not hurt anyhow. Just then, she saw from the corner of her eye a knife coming from the other side, but she could no longer free her hand to parry it. Just as Nicole thought she was dead, a box was hurled over and knocked the knife away from Nicole in the nick of time. Following that, a tall figure arrived in a whirlwind and knocked those men to the ground, then pulled Nicole up and protected her behind him. Nicole looked at the man who had saved her. He looked so familiar from behind. A second later, she exclaimed, "What are you doing here?" Following immediately, Jared's bodyguards arrived and guarded the 2 of them while fighting the attackers. It did not take long before they defeated the 2 hostile groups of men, and the remaining few saw the situation and fled. Jared carried Nicole and headed outside. Carl arrived outside the event venue on the superbike and happened to run into the mercenaries. "Did you guys see Nicole? A man took her. He had too many bodyguards for us to go near him." After hearing what the mercenaries said, Carl knew who the man was. "Stop looking and meet up with the boss right away." Seeing Carl back, Zane stood up and asked, "Where is Nicole?" "Someone has come to her rescue," Carl said. "Jared." Zane sat down slowly. He saw Jared at the event venue earlier. If it was really Jared who took Nicole away, she would not be in danger anymore. "Take off right away and go back to base," Zane commanded. Jared carried Nicole all the way to his car. "Drive back to the hotel right away." In the car, Jared's murderous look had faded from his face. Nicole quietly glanced at him. She did not expect him to be so badass that he could ward off the Raven. Jared looked out the window and did not speak to Nicole along the way. The car stopped in front of a hotel. Nicole wanted to get out of the car herself, but judging by the look in Jared's eyes, she knew he would not let her walk on her own. Just as expected, Jared walked in with her in his arms. On the couch, Nicole sat there, not knowing how to explain it to him. "Why are you at the launch event?" Jared finally asked her. Now that he had seen her and the Raven fight, there was no point in hiding it from him any longer. "I'm on a mission." Just as he had guessed it. Few organizations in the world dared to mess with the Raven. Besides, he had seen Zane there when he entered the launch venue. So it was easy for him to deduce something. "What is your relationship with Zane?" Jared asked her pointedly. He had no interest in her mission. Ha! Nicole, who had never dreamed that Jared would ask this question, did not know how to answer it. How long are you going to keep it from me? Jared looked at her eyes and read her mind. No, I'm a member of Zane's organization. Nicole knew that Jared had guessed something and would not let her go if she did not say something real. Jared might have guessed it, but it still surprised him upon hearing it from Nicole's mouth. No wonder you always leave without saying why. Now it all makes sense. Jared stood by the window and took a long breath. He was not angry that she was a member of Zane's organization, but that she had not told him all along. Nicole walked over. Jared, I haven't told you that this is my fault, but I have my own difficulty. Jared turned around and held her. Tell me what difficulty you have. Nicole gasped as her arm hurt. Jared immediately let go of his hand, looking down at Nicole's injured arm with a frown of concern. You're injured. Nicole lowered her head and said nothing. Jared immediately told Max to call the doctor. It's okay. I can handle it myself. Jared at this moment would not let her be. He shouted at Max, don't go yet. He then sat her down on the couch, the anger on his face turning to concern. Not long after, Max walked in with the doctor. Mr. Johnston, the doctor has arrived. Doctor, her arm is injured. Quickly take a look. Jared said. Okay. The doctor quickly removed the bandage on Nicole's arm and then looked at Nicole with surprise when he saw the wound. Is this a new laceration? Have you had a gunshot wound before? The doctor could not hold back his curiosity. Yes. It was all healed, but today I accidentally tore it again. Now that the doctors had seen it, Nicole could only nod in admission. She saw Jared's saddened expression in her peripheral vision. I didn't expect that Nicole had really been shot. I wonder how she survived the ordeal. Jared thought. Alas, gunshot wounds aren't easy to heal. Don't get hurt again after I bandage it, the doctor said. Use this, doctor. Nicole took out her original medication and handed it to the doctor. The doctor looked at Nicole in amazement and then at Jared. Mr. Johnston. Just listen to her. Jared knew that Nicole's medicament was definitely better. Since Jared agreed, the doctor said nothing. He bandaged the wound with Nicole's original medicament and left. Jared sat down next to Nicole and took her in his arms with saddened eyes. I'm so sorry. Nicole's heart melted upon hearing that, all the pains healed by Jared at this moment. No. Meeting you is the greatest thing in my life. Nicole looked up and their eyes collided, and the two of them started kissing passionately. Halfway through kissing, Nicole suddenly gasped as he accidentally touched Nicole's wound. I'm sorry for hurting you. Jared looked apologetic. It's all right. I'm starving. Can you get me something to eat? Nicole said. Okay, I'll ask Max to buy it right away. Max. Max walked in from the outside. Yes, Mr. Johnston? Buy something that Miss Riddle likes to eat right away. Be quick. Not long after, Max came back with a few things that Nicole liked. Try it. Jared fed the thing to her mouth. Nicole suddenly felt embarrassed. It was the first time she had been fed, especially by someone she liked. What are you waiting for? Open your mouth. Jared gently put the food into her mouth. It tastes so good. This is the best meal I've ever had. Happiness glowed inside her. Really? Jared looked at her and was delighted. Yeah. Nicole looked into his eyes and answered earnestly. While two people were in their lovey-dovey world of their own, Nicole's phone rang. She took it out and looked at it. It was Zane calling. She glanced at Jared. I have got to take this call. Okay. Nicole took the phone, walked to a corner, and pressed the answer button. Hey Zane. How are you, Nicole? Zane's tone of concern came through the microphone. I'm all right. You? Did Carl get brave? She did not know about their situation after separating from Zane. We're all right. Carl got brave. Did you get the medical instrument? Zane heard Jared had rescued Nicole but was concerned that she had not gotten the medical instrument. "The instrument is with me. I will be back at the base right away." Nicole knew Zane cared a lot about the medical instrument. "No hurry. We will see after you have fully recovered." Zane learned from Carl that Nicole had not yet recovered from her injury when going on the mission with him. He felt guilty. "So it was Carl who told you, wasn't it? I will fix him good and proper." Nicole said nonchalantly, "Take good care of yourself. You can fix him however you want it after you have recovered. I have to hang up now. But before I go, there's one thing I want to remind you. The Raven has seen your face. Be careful." Zane sounded a bit more serious now, revealing his concern and worries. Nicole knew what he meant. "Don't worry. I will be careful." "Okay. Looking forward to your return." Zane hung up. Nicole was relieved that she could stay with Jared for a few more days. Back in the living room, Jared was still waiting for her. "I'm back. Continue to have your meal then." Jared held up the spoon and waited for Nicole to open his mouth. "Don't you want to know who called?" Nicole teased him. "Finish your meal, and then I will drive you there." Jared's face looked reluctant to let her go, but he knew he could not stop her, as that was her job. "There? Where?" Nicole was confused. "The place where you are going." Jared was obviously not as happy now as he was when he was feeding her. Nicole understood what it was about now and looked at him amusedly. "Apparently, someone is reluctant to let me leave. If he can beg me, I will consider not leaving." Jared had a light bulb moment when he heard what she said. "So you don't have to go?" Nicole looked at him, nodding and smiling. "Are you happy that I'm not leaving?" Nicole sat down next to him and looked him straight in the eye. "It's okay. Come, have your meal." Jared did not want to admit it and delivered the spoon to her mouth. "Pig head." Nicole opened her mouth and ate it. After the two finished eating, Jared held Nicole's hand. "Let's go back. After all that has happened today, it is no longer safe here." Jared knew the Raven. Judging by their modus operandi, they would search everywhere for Nicole. "Max, book the next available flight back home." Dane, how is Nicole doing over there?" Carl knew Nicole was with Jared, but he was still concerned about Nicole. "Nicole is fine. Don't worry about her." The Raven might not have gotten brave, but judging by their style, they won't give up. "Dane, are you worried that the Raven will come after us?" Carl asked. "No. I'm not worried that they will get to me. But if the Raven takes control of the manufacturing plant, that's a huge problem. The most terrible thing about high-tech inventions like Brave is that good people use it for honorable causes, and evil people use it for evil causes. So we have to get ahead of the Raven and take control of that company." Zane looked into the distance. "Give the order, and I promise I will take control of that company before the Raven does," Carl assured him. "We need to strategize carefully. This isn't a trivial matter. You may leave now and let me think about it." "Okay." Carl understood Zane's concerns. Such an internationally influential company would not just be left to the control of others. The bodyguard reported back the situation to the director, who dropped into his chair in disappointment. He did not expect that on the day of the launch event, his products would be snatched away from him. It was a huge embarrassment for him. "Find out who the two groups of people are. I will let them see who they are messing with." The director banged hard on the table with his hand. On the plane, Jared carefully took care of Nicole. "Take a rest. I will alert you when we get to the destination." "I'm not tired. I want to look at you like this." Nicole leaned sideways in her seat and looked at Jared. "Lie down. This position is not good for your injured arm." Jared made the seat level out so she could lie down and rest. "All right." A few hours later, Jared tapped Nicole next to him. "We're about to land. Wake up." Nicole opened her eyes and found that she could actually sleep well next to Jared. "That is quick. I haven't slept enough." Someone has said she wasn't tired, but she slept like a log. Jared teased her. I can't help it. Your energy field is so strong that I will soon fall asleep as soon as I lie down next to you. Nicole blamed it all on him. Jared looked at her with amusement. It was the first time he had heard such irrefutable reasoning. When we got off the plane, there was a car waiting in the VIP passage. Jared took Nicole's hand and walked straight into the VIP passage. The car drove toward Jared's villa. On the Raven's side, the leader was extremely upset to see the men returning empty-handed. How come not a single product was grabbed? Is their security so good this year? The leader looked at those who returned from the launch event in disbelief. 2 people appeared out of nowhere today and snatched our target from us. Who are they? How dare they take things from me? The leader slapped his hand on the table. I'm not sure, but they were all very skilled. We were about to capture the woman when a man came out of nowhere and saved her. A man and a woman? The leader slowly sat down and pondered. Could it be someone from Zane's organization? No way. Zane's men wouldn't meddle with such little things. The Raven leader pondered, wondering where the other rival had come from, snatching away what he had been eyeing for so long. Do you want to send someone to hunt down and kill these 2 people? The leader of Team A asked. Don't act rashly. Since these 2 people dare to take something from the Raven, they are either fledglings or... The leader's expression turned grave. What he was most worried about was the latter, which would be more problematic. It doesn't matter who they are. Let's catch them and make them hand over the things and then give them a good beating as a warning. The leader of Team A gritted his teeth as if that would make him feel better. Team B, find out who these 2 people who robbed us are. Team C, set off at once and take control of that company first. The leader knew that only by controlling the company was he controlling the production plant so that the 2 products that had been stolen would no longer matter. He was going to turn the production plant into his base, and a large number of brave, which would do his bidding, would roll out of the assembly line in the future. By that time, he would have the world under his control. What do we do? The leader of Team A became reckless, and he saw that Team B and C had already been assigned tasks. You guys stand by. Get out first. The Raven leader asked him to leave so that he could think for himself. Inside the villa, Jared sat Nicole down on the couch. Tired from flying? Jared looked at her with concern. Nicole looked at Jared, wondering what had happened to him. Since saving her, he seemed to have changed, his care for her meticulous. How tired could it be after sleeping on the plane for so long? Want to eat something? I can satisfy you as long as it is what you want to eat. Jared looked at her matter-of-factly. He felt she must not have rested well when she was injured, so he had to compensate her for it now. Nicole's eyes lit up after thinking seriously for a moment. I want to eat the steak you cooked. Remembering the last time Jared cooked a steak for her, she started drooling. Okay, I will cook it for you now. Jared switched on the TV for Nicole and headed for the kitchen. Nicole sat on the couch and looked at Jared, who was busy in the kitchen, then pulled out her phone and snapped a few pictures of him. She smiled as she looked at Jared in the photos. Suddenly, she remembered Mrs. Wallace Sr. and dialed Tia's phone. Hey Tia, is Grandma okay? Nicole? Mrs. Wallace Sr. is fine, but every now and then, she would ask me when you would come back. We all miss you. Tia said mushily. I have just been away for a while, and you guys started to miss already? Of course. Before this, you were basically here every day. Mrs. Wallace Sr. and I couldn't get used to it when we suddenly couldn't see you for days. Okay, you guys are just not used to it, not that you miss me. No, I'd love you to come back quickly. Tia pretended to cry. I'm just kidding. I will go back to see Grandma the day after tomorrow. Nicole really could do nothing with the cute Tia. Putting down the phone, Nicole turned off the TV and slipped to the kitchen to enjoy Jared's cooking. What are you doing here? Go back to the couch and take a rest. Jared shot her a serious look. I feel bored sitting there. I might as well be here to give you company. Jared shook his head, then picked up a side dish that he had cooked and fed it to Nicole. How does it taste? It's yummy. I want more. Nicole opened her mouth and waited for him to continue feeding her. Jared fetched another piece for her. You're hungry? Let's eat this first. No. I just like to eat what you feed. Not expecting herself to say something so embarrassing, she spun around, not daring to look at him. Jared smiled. He did not know that there was such a side to her. How about one more bite? Jared teased her. No. Let's eat together. Nicole walked to the other side. Then sit down in the dining room. The steak will be ready soon. The dining room was close to the kitchen. Nicole waited patiently in the dining room. In the kitchen, Jared was still busy cooking, but he would occasionally glance at Nicole. After a while, Jared walked over to Nicole with 2 plates of steaks. It is ready. Let me cut it for you. Jared cut the steak and put it in front of Nicole. Here you go. She picked up a slice of steak with a fork and put it into her mouth, chewing it with gusto. It's so good. Jared saw Nicole's expression and grinned with satisfaction. You have taken things from the Raven this time, and they aren't going to sit idly by. This was something that Jared was worried about. The Raven had members everywhere, and he feared they would attack Nicole. Nicole was silent for a moment. I know. But if I didn't take it, there would be even bigger trouble with the thing in their hands. But have you ever thought about it that even if they didn't have these 2 products, they could still control the factory? What Jared said suddenly hit home with Nicole. The fork in her hand froze in the air. She realized she had not thought about this yet. Excuse me. I have got to make a call. The Raven may have already been doing something. So no hurry. Let's finish your meal first. Jared continued eating his steak calmly. Nicole took a deep breath and picked up the fork to continue eating while her mind was racing. After a while, she finished eating the steak and glanced at Jared. I'm done eating. She then walked over to the couch and took out her phone. The call went through. Hey, Zane. What happened, Nicole? Zane asked nervously, as he thought something was wrong. I'm all right, Zane. Is there any movement on the Raven's side? Nicole asked bluntly. It's not clear yet. What's wrong? I'm worried that the Raven has sent someone to take over the factory. Shall we send someone over to check it out? Nicole spoke her mind. It is difficult to control the company. Even if the Raven did send someone over, it would be a bloody battle. When both sides have exhausted their men, only then will we intervene and take over, reducing the casualty to our side. It turned out that it was all in Zane's plan. He had sent no one because he was waiting for the other 2 sides to fight to their death. You have really thought the plan through. Don't worry about it, Nicole. Take a good rest in your country and spend more time with your family. You don't have to come back to base unless necessary. Zane knew she had people and things that she was worried about back home and did not want her to get involved to keep her safe. I know you're doing this for my own good, but the Raven and I have already crossed paths, and they are definitely going to come after me. So I can't sit here and do nothing. Things may not be the way you think, Nicole. You stay with Jared first, and I will contact you whenever there is anything going on. Okay. Feel free to contact me if you need me to do anything. After hanging up, Nicole went back to the couch and sat down. Jared looked at the spiritless Nicole and asked, What happened? Nicole looked at him with a sad face. Zane won't let me take part in the action. Apparently, he has his own plans. Jared looked at Nicole nonchalantly. Stop thinking about it. Rest early, Jared said, wanting to carry Nicole upstairs. Go to rest so early? I have just had my meal and still want to watch TV for a while. I will accompany you then. Don't you have to work? Nicole looked at him curiously. Not today. Nothing is more important than you. Jared suddenly sweet-talked her. Nicole leaned toward Jared. By the way, I forgot to ask, how did you show up at the launch event and save me? Do you remember when I told you about the multinational company that held the launch event? Nicole suddenly remembered it. I didn't know this was the company you were talking about. Shouldn't it have held the event earlier? It was postponed. No wonder. So how did you suddenly appear when I was fighting them? Nicole had not revealed herself at the venue, so she wondered how Jared knew she was there. I noticed you not long after I entered the venue. Otherwise, you would have been a hostage by now. Hostage? You are underestimating me. If I hadn't been injured, those people wouldn't have been my match at all. It doesn't matter anymore. If you don't want to watch TV, go upstairs and rest. Jared warned. I'm watching. The next day, Nicole woke up in Jared's arms. She wondered how she got upstairs last night. She guessed she must have fallen asleep halfway watching TV. Nicole was just about to get up when Jared said, "You're awake." She looked back at Jared. You're already awake? Certainly earlier than you did. Let's wash up together. Jared took her hand and walked toward the washroom. He helped Nicole squeeze the toothpaste on the toothbrush and handed it to her. She was stunned for a second, surprised by his action. But seeing the toothbrush in her hand, she had to believe it. What are you waiting for? Jared was already standing beside her and washing up, then looking at Nicole in puzzlement. Nothing. After breakfast, Nicole wanted to have a good rest today. She looked at Jared. You go to work and don't accompany me. I want to take a break on my own. Okay, there is an important meeting in the morning, and I will come back at noon to cook for you. Jared planted a kiss on Nicole's forehead and left the villa. Suddenly, the phone rang. Nicole picked it up and saw that it was Ms. Emerson. Nicole, the exam falls this weekend. Can you take it? Ms. Emerson asked her. Yes, MSI Emerson. By the way, how is everyone else? Nicole had not been to school for a long time, and she wondered if everyone had put effort into their study while she, as the class monitor, was away. Everyone is doing great and misses you very much. They all look forward to your return to guide them in their study. Ms. Emerson said with a smiling voice on the phone. I will return soon. Then I will leave you to it. Bye-bye. Ms. Emerson hung up. Bye-bye. Kelly, is there any progress on your side? Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.